name's Heaven George, and I'm from Redlands, California. Basically, the slander campaign, like I already said before, it's pretty much till you're dead. There's really no way to get out of it. Basically, with my situation, I don't know. I feel like they went harder on me because of the allegations. My slander campaign started with an adult. Basically, the root conspirators, I very much believe, are adults. But currently, we have children taking responsibility for something adults are doing, which is really sad. And there's two rumors. There's actually, originally, I believe that their goal was to try to claim, child pornography. I think that's what they were going to initially try to claim, on being Patriot acted for. I believe that the Redlands Police Department, in combination with the Loma Linda Veterans Administration Hospital, are actually number one to why this is happening to me, and that I was being harassed from around late 2009, early 2010. That's the only explanation. I can't really think of anything else. I don't have any real proof that those are the people, but that's what I see. But currently, a child wants to take responsibility for the slander campaign. They started the rumor around me in 2012. So I was already, basically, with or without this child, my life was going to be destroyed either way. But now they have they have someone to blame, because the people that were harassing me, they do not want to identify themselves in that. They're not really telling the community who they are. They're just going around town talking, bad about me, but I don't think that they're actually telling people who started my rumor or the reason why I'm being harassed. I don't think that they're actually, giving a reason. I think that, they just say bad things about me, and they're finding, people of, that are deemed normal, or people that are working in the system, because I was, receiving psychiatric care even before this whole situation. And I know that can kind of ruin my credibility or affect my credibility in some ways, in that, a lot of times, when you're not, that's the whole game. The whole game is they're trying to tell people you're mentally ill or a criminal. Generally, they're trying to tell people that you're a criminal or whatever. I don't know what kind of criminal, or a whistleblower or whatever. All I know is that the harassment that I've been subjected to is on another level. I mean, it's very extreme in that I'm living with the enemy. I'm living with the people that are participating in the abuse and slander. So, anyways, yeah, I live with liars, so that really doesn't help my situation. But there's nothing I can do about that. I either have to pick a homeless shelter or here. So, anyways, basically, that's my sister. She doesn't want this to go on public, so she just doesn't want me to say anything bad about her, which is why she probably said that. Anyways, so basically, at this point, I'm not here to, the child is pretty much, at this point, the child is partially responsible for the destruction of my life. Not really, though. Even if the child never existed, this would have all happened to me, so it doesn't even have to. Now, this is helping confuse the situation, in that, people are going to be, it helps a little bit with, their agenda, but ultimately, this was going to happen regardless, and that they were planning to do this to me. They were already making child molestation accusations even before this child had made accusations. So they would have done this to me regardless. So it doesn't, to be honest with you, right now, this... So anyways, basically, they don't want me to announce the news. I think my sister does not want me to announce this publicly, and of course she wants me not to move out, but we're not getting into that topic. So, she did, I think the big key, if I didn't say anything about the family, I think she would have let me alone with this topic. I think it's the fact that I used the word family participating in slander that got her really red hot. And she's probably going to make me off this video, but, anyways, so, yeah, back to the harassment mobbing campaign and stuff. They would have done this to me. they're trying to confuse the public by making them, like, at this point, I think they never really cared about original identity. I think that throughout the whole game, they were just going to be like, oh, you're a pedophile, oh, you're a rapist, oh, you're a gang, and stuff like that, which my family, they don't want to hear the story today, which I don't understand why. Hypothetically, if I was on the phone, this would be the same thing. I think it's just you don't like hearing the story and that you've heard it so many times. But hypothetically, if a person was on the phone, they would be talking at this level. If the TV was on, they would be talking at this level. If a TV was on. If a TV was on, it would be at this level. Hypothetically, if everybody had a TV in their room or radio in their room, it would be at this level. Okay, whatever. They're not even sleeping. This is like freaking the afternoon or whatever. So, if they don't have school, it would have been better if they went to school, because then, or somewhere out, then they wouldn't have this problem. So anyways, so the people in this community are, on top of the fact that they're lying to gain attention and stuff like that, to, destroy my life and all that. The people starting this rumor or slander campaign or whatever it is and stuff like that had ulterior motives, meaning this isn't revenge because I didn't do anything. In order for it to be revenge, I had to have initially done something to them. I haven't done anything to them, so it's not revenge. It's not payback or anything like that. There's no biblical, or anything eye for eye, because I haven't done anything to them, so they can't really say that this is some sort of penalty. Though they're telling the community, like I'm being penalized, or that, this is all happening due to, like I deserve this and all that stuff like that, and all this other crap. It's just, the problem is they're telling people like I'm being investigated is, I think, another huge theory that I had been investigated, which is completely 100% false, and that if you were investigated, they're not even it'd have to be a court case. The only time I can investigate is court or interrogation, in the sense that hasn't, meaning arrest. In order to be interrogated, you have to have been arrested, or the accuser of a crime, and come in with evidence or something like that, which I've never had to deal with. So, it's not, so it's not that situation, and then it's not. It's, in order to go to court, you have to, so in court time, if you had a court case open, yes, then they could possibly be investigating you, but I've never had a court case open, so that's not really possible. The Patriot Act is supposed to be done secretly. People are not really supposed to know, and hypothetically, they can't really go around asking people questions and stuff like that, so, basically, they're trying to confuse the public and thinking that I am being watched, when really it's not really possible, and that like I haven't done anything worth being watched for. Even if a Patriot Act was happening, I have the right to do Freedom of Information Act request and get it. And of course they don't have to, but you can keep suing them eventually until you, especially if you have no records, then they'll give it to you. Well, except for the Edward Snowden thing, they are not releasing any NSA information as a result of that, temporarily for the next 2 years or something like that. They're going to block all NSA reports. So if you were to ask the NSA if they're watching, they're not going to tell you. I think there's or something like that. I don't know. But the point is, if you sue them it's kind of like police department. They don't necessarily have to give you your reports, but if you sue them, they may. Same thing with psychiatric reports. They don't necessarily give you your reports, but if you sue them, they might. And the records, I think, are pretty much life.
Shut up! No one wants to hear
Anyway,
your
she's in a bad mood because I did this a few days ago and she didn't do anything. But then maybe she wasn't in this house. She might have been somewhere else. So anyways, I 100% have if I was watching TV, it would be at this level. If I was watching TV or listening to music or talking on the phone, it would be at this level.
Everybody hear you. That's right there. Lower your voice, please.
That is, whatever. She was mad mainly because I used the word family, because if I didn't use the word family, she would have been off the hook. She doesn't want this video to go up. That's basically what it is. And she's not going to admit to that. She doesn't admit to why she's angry or upset. Because I did this a few days ago, and And I don't know if it was about a week ago, and no one did anything about the situation. So that's all I can guess about this topic. Okay, so anyways, let's see if I try learning devices. Um, anyways, so if you were doing a Patriot Act, for example, um, they can't really, if they were doing a Patriot Act or whatever, they're not supposed to tell people. They're not even supposed to tell people you're being investigated. Example, whatever, it doesn't matter, murder, rape, or stealing, whatever it is, they cannot legally, they can get in trouble, breaking confidentiality, they can be fired for that, and maybe even prison, I'm not sure, but I know they can be fired. They're not supposed to tell because that's part of the secrecy. They can use like warrants and stuff sometimes to go to like a hospital to see your records, or bank to see your credit card statements or your financial.
I wish you're not doing this. Trust me.
Or your salary. My voice is lowered. She's probably gonna go on Facebook and trash me out, or she's probably gonna send emails or maybe call 911. I don't know what she's planning to do. I think she's very against my videos. I don't even think it's my voice. I think she's just against the videos of the whole. Or maybe she's in a bad mood and she wants the house to be quiet. I don't know. So anyways, she's threatening me. You're gonna regret this. So that means she's planning to do something, meaning possibly calling. I don't know. She's gonna, I don't understand. She's threatening. Her behavior. I don't know. She's lucky. I'm not going to expose her nature on here. I don't know. She's probably talking crap about me at church and other people. I don't know. At this point, so anyways, yeah, living with my enemy, that's just beautiful. I have to live with these people that are happy that I'm in pain and anguish and all this other stuff like that. They're very supportive of the slander situation with gangstalking, even though they're physically allowing me to live here. They don't respect me. So, there's no like rule. It's just a long explanation I don't want to get into. The point with this like Patriot Act stuff, they're okay, basically, they're not supposed to know, right? They're not supposed to tell him. And you'd be like, well, what if they did a warrant? Here's the thing. Hypothetically, once I do get my papers, if I ever get to that point, then I'll find out if they ever did look at me or not. I don't think they're legally doing this warrant stuff like that, right? It's possible, but I highly doubt it. I haven't gotten my record, but I'm planning. It's very expensive if you're planning to see them, so I'm planning to in the near future. But the point is, it'll be in there. Then again, they could always delete the records or whatever. You never know what they could do, and they give me falsified or just no record. I don't know. I guess I'll find out in the near future. But they it's hard. It's like really, really hard. At this point, you don't know who's doing this to you, and currently we have basically, this community basically is just lying to each other purposefully, willfully, and gossiping, but there is a root harasser. There is someone that, created it and had this ultimate plan for the destruction of my life. It wasn't accidental, it wasn't coincidental, because 30, 40, 50 different locations I have to deal with harassment in any location I go to, be it Crafton Hills College, which is, I don't even go anymore. I'm not doing well in school, and it's doing really bad, and with my age, it's just, I'm really, really behind. And that's totally, my school issue is totally different topic. Then there's Valley College, who did this to me as well. Though they weren't really big, there's the bus, trans, and Riverside Trans Agency. They're complete, I've already come to the conclusion, people that have very low education levels, a lot of times they have problems in their life, which is why they're at that level. So after life experiences, I've learned that people with bad jobs tend to have a lot of personality problems, meaning laziness. It's not always that they're dumb. They have motivation problems, and they come from environments like that as well, and the cycle repeats itself. But that's another topic I don't want to get into. But I don't really feel sorry for, low income people and all that stuff like that. Well, America is rich anyway, so it don't really matter. But I've learned, from just analysis of life, looking, just reading articles, reading books, things of that nature, I come to realization. A lot of people that have low money are very lazy people. Some people are dumb, and I fit into the dumb category. I'm really, really dumb, and that's the reason why I have problems with school. But most people, they're lazy, meaning they're stupid, and then they didn't do well. Like, they made a lot of mistakes in their life, and that's why their education suffered, and they have a horrible job, minimum wage, or very low income job. And I'm not here to. I know it sounds really mean, but I'm just being honest with how I feel about my opinion on jobs. And there are good people that choose to have no job, like stay-at-home mother, or have bad jobs, because they're mentally not able to do it. But I feel like a lot of screw-ups basically have bad jobs. Just people that ultimately, mainly laziness, and stuff like that. Now, it's not everyone. Some people. But anyways, the point is, I don't want to get into my feelings about jobs and stuff like that, but I'm here to say that the person, doing my rumor stuff, they're trying to spend time confusing people. They don't care about the truth. They want to hurt you. They want to. This isn't an act. These people are not ill. Okay, they might have personality disorders, but they're not ill. They're just basically very harassing type people and things of that nature. They don't want peace. They want to create, stress and division. They want to create pain in people's lives. They want you to have a bad life. They don't want you to be happy. That's a huge goal. They don't have any real good desires at this point, other than this is not revenge, because like I said, if you haven't done anything to deserve this. Now, if a criminal really had the situation happen, then it's just retaliation for them thinking if you're found guilty for a real crime that you committed. Now, of course, with the way the criminal justice system is set up, bias and bullying, at this point, I don't trust the system at all. And that I 100% believe that they could set me up in any and every way possible, because I already have enemies, and that I didn't necessarily pick fights with them, but they're already picking fights with me. Mainly the reason, there's a lot of reasons why they could be doing this. Number one, just clear and obvious, is they're just wrong. They're wrong, and they're being bad, and they want to be bad. They want to hurt. They want to, this is fun for them, entertainment, bullying, stuff like that. That's why they do this. They get a high off of this. This is a way for them to put them in a good mood, stuff like that. I do believe there are people on this earth who will be happy with other people's pain. When bad things happen to you, they actually, not only will they be happy, they will purposely do things to create a negative situation in your life and things of that nature. That's all these people want and have a desire to do. They don't want to help the world. They don't want to make the world a better place. Stuff like that. So, there's a lot of wonderful things everybody can do. Even a criminal can do a ton of wonderful things, and it's just those little small things that they did that, make them different from everyone else. Everyone's useful, or most people are useful, not everyone, but, these people basically just want to exclude us from society, cut us out, isolate us, as well as harass us. They are harassing. Gangstalking or slander, mobbing, community-based harassment is a form of harassment. It's not isolation only. It is harassment in that they constantly lie. They do body language challenges during harassment. They, use bad words, and they falsify documents, and they arrest people for false reasons, or they send people to psychiatric hospitals for false reasons. This is like some sort of game. They break the law in the process. These people are lawbreakers. They break the law in the process. These type of slander, mobbing, whatever type campaigns, they are breaking the law. It's not like they got away with the law or they're following the rules. No, there is a rule breaking occurring. Now, the community may not be able to prove, they might not be able to prove, the actual law breaking parts, but the only part that people generally usually see is the harassment and, just the basically bad things that they say about you and rumors and stuff. I pretty much, from all the gang stalking victims, I probably have it the hardest than most people, in that I already have health disorders. problems to begin with, and then on top of that, I don't really have the best of support networks to begin with. I didn't really have ideal support networks. You'd be like, oh, you're in America, you have insurance, you can use health insurance to fix everything. Yeah, but I didn't really have a good social support network to begin with. And the government employees, like I said, they're doing illicit therapies and all this stuff like that. They're participating in this bullying harassment campaign, including the healthcare providers and social services and all this stuff. So I have a lot of bad things going on in my life. A lot of gangstalking victims are kind of alone. You don't really have places to go or, getting help or anything like that. So what I feel is somewhat a little bit normal for people in these situations. But the help is really, 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 really bad in that they purposely, they don't help. They make sometimes the situation worse. Not always, but they sometimes make the situation worse. And the help is not really, it's not ideal help in that, because rule breaking is occurring and they are trash talking you. Meaning, before I even go to a healthcare provider, they've already trash talked me. It's not even stuff that's in my medical records. It's stuff that they heard from gossip and things. Because there's some places, no medical records. I gave them no information. I already know, because insurance companies cannot give your healthcare providers any information. So even if they called your insurance, they can't give you anything at all. They cannot. Then you could be like, well, what if they did Patriot Act warrant and they just checked every person? Well, here's the thing. If I pick my Patriot Act paper up, which is possible for me to possibly collect one of these days, it would tell you all the locations they went, names, places, blah, blah, blah. So I can find out if they did harass me every place that I went to or whatever. But I highly doubt that there are places where they see me the first time or I don't really have a record and they'll harass me. I already have a school. That was a really good example with the administrators, the disabled services, stuff like that. Are a bunch of fat, ugly bullies sometimes that I have to deal with. They're not always fat, but, it doesn't matter. I had to deal with this in a lot of places where they just insult you, name call you for fun for no reason. You don't understand why they're insulting. The other, like I said, the warrant possibility, that's a possibility. Like I said, Freedom of Information Act, it's technically possible for me to find out if they've been trashing me out or not. The people that do this are basically bullies. That's all they really are. I would just label them as bullies, and that's their whole sole purpose in life is. Of course, they do a lot of other things. They have families, they have kids, they have friends. They go out. Maybe they even go to church. Maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't matter because this is hell-worthy behavior. This type of, if they do this to a lot of people, you're going to hell. This is very bad behavior. But anyways, people like this, yes, it is a crime, like slander or mobbing or following people or pretending you're a cop when you're not, or an off-duty cop, meaning they really are police or they really are FBI or criminal justice system worker or a lawyer who claims that you're being investigated when you're not. That's a crime too. They can lose their job or they can do some jail time or pay fines. And back to the slander situation, they can get a lawsuit for that too. So I don't know what methods they're using, but those are my guesses of how they're handling the situation. I think these are possible methods that they're using. Again, I can't prove any of it. I know I'm telling you that they lie and they harass and they say bad words and they intimidate and they they just do things to be mean and make me feel bad and all sort of stuff like that. But that's about as good as they get. They are people like this are probably going to hell. Is the conclusion I've come to. You don't go to heaven like this. They're gonna go to hell. Now the thing is, what does it say about child? The whole molestation bullcrap. It's just these people I am a victim of sexual abuse, and actually on extremely rare occasions, but that's another topic. I don't know if I'm going to get into about how this whole community is participating in body image, sign language, gesturing harassment. Which, oh, actually, I'll give you attempted sexual harassment topic and what they've done to me. Borderline sexual harassment, which is what does not legally qualify as sexual harassment, but in my opinion, I would deem it as such through mainly sign language or body language insult. Sign language can constitute as words, so that actually could be legally prosecutable. Though I've never heard of a court case of a person with sign language getting in trouble for cussing people out in sign language. It's beyond rare, and that there's very few deaf people to begin with. The point is that these people are. Well, that's another topic in and of itself, which I'm not getting into. The point is, liars do prosper here on this earth. You know, people that live life the wrong way can. I mean, of course, you can't be like crazy criminal, do bad all your life. But I'm just saying, like, people that want to be racist or people that want to bully certain few people in their life, you will can get away with stuff like that, especially if you're well liked in the community or popular. That's another reason why this is happening. You know, it's kind of like those popular people, and I'm not in any way saying popularity is a bad thing. I think popularity is about conformity and just liking other people and, you know, making friends and, just being near people and things like that. It's not a bad thing. But at the same time, not many people are popular, obviously. Most people are just average, so it's very few. Now, the people doing this to me, I do not think are popular. I do not. I think, a popular person, not going to waste time trying to, well, they could, I guess, but not really. That's not what they're known for. These people are more likely people working in the criminal justice system or people working in social services, etc. I don't know. I don't have any proof of this, but it's just a guess. Things I've been reading online is like they're saying, oh, FBI do these gangstalking, blah, 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 stuff like that. And so a lot of my thoughts are really random. It's not really clear ideas, but I just felt like giving a random video out. Anyways, the people doing this are, like I said, they're probably, they, even though they're lying and harassing and bullying people, nobody really cares. The community knows that there's bad information about me, but nobody tries to double check whether the information is true or false, and that there's no legal way to actually prove what these people are saying. But like I said, the evidence needed to figure something like this out is pretty easy. If somebody just cracked my computer or put some child pornography, then yeah, you'd just be arrested. Now that I live in this house, there's not one computer, there's many computers. So then there's that debate of which computer, who used it, blah, 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 stuff like that. That's the other issue. There's just more than one computer. I obviously have my own, but the point is, I guess you could use it based on that, but, it's a little bit, there's, the criminal justice system is not perfect, or not perfect. The way the rules are set up are not perfect. That's another topic that I don't want to get to. Where the rules are set up are not exactly perfect, and it's purposely made that way. They try to improve things, but sometimes they don't care. The people doing this to me, they got what they wanted. I didn't even play the game, and stuff. They blame me, or for them being bad people or be doing the wrong things. They blame me for what they do wrong. When they lie, they blame me for the lies that they make, and stuff, and they'll never admit to it. These people that are criminals like this, that are harassers, abusers, every person that's ever done anything wrong to me, especially even before the slander campaign, so even before 2011, September or whatever, even all the way from 2008, in the beginning of 2008, when I had to deal with the liar healthcare providers and liar police officers and all this other crap like that, they're never going to admit to it, because you could lose your job. Like, if they constantly admit to their errors, yes, you can lose your job. If they've done this on a repetitive basis, they can lose their job just for admitting something like that. So they're not going to, any of these people who've done these abuses are pretty much never going to admit to the wrongs that they've done. Highly unlikely. So that's the part, if you ever want any event, it's your word against theirs, and their word is always going to be taken more seriously than yours, because legally, that's how it's set up anyways. That's how it's set up anyways, with the way the law is set up. Whatever they say, always taken more seriously than whatever I say. Anyways, there's really not much hope. I don't really have any like a hopeful message because there is no hope. I mean, unless you're happy by yourself and you're like, in a good mood or whatever. If that's the perspective you want, a little happy-go-lucky, you might need to check another video out because I'm not in a good mood and I'm very sad about this happening in my life. And the help is the reason why I'm being abused. The people that were supposed to be helping or whatever, the government employees in terms of like social services, healthcare, and all of the crap, like they're the ones doing this harassment. I never really wanted as much involvement as they gave me in terms of the hospitalizations or the amount of questions that may have been asked, things of that nature, because I don't really care. I'm just trying to take care of myself and get my mental health all cleared up. But these people, it's not even a desire for penalty in that if you can't penalize someone if they haven't done anything wrong. So you can't say that it's an issue of excessive penalty that they have. These people want to be unfair. They're attacking innocent people that don't deserve to be harassed. People, everything they're doing is a crime. Even if you really were a criminal or reformed, you left the prison lifestyle and you're already done with it or whatever, and now they want to harass you more because they don't think your sentence is enough. It's still not right to do that. Legally speaking, you can still be in trouble for doing that. But for that would be more of an issue of retaliation. It's just, they don't agree with your sentencing or they harass you because of the fact that you had a prior criminal history, things of that nature. Anyways, I don't trust. Now, of course, with my situation, there's no actual proof of criminal activity that they claim. And you'd be like, well, whatever they say, that can be proof, blah, blah. Not really. Not really. Whatever they say cannot necessarily be constituted as proof. The person that's abusing me won't identify themselves. They're using a small bait of a child as taking credit for the amount of slander and all the lying and all the bullying, when in reality, they were accusing me of child molestation before September 2011, or at least before May 2012. So that's not even the reason why. There's no court or anything. There's no specific. The point is that they're not identifying. And the person doing this to me is an adult, older, probably man, because men are more likely to be in the criminal justice system. I thought I was a woman because of the fact that most of my healthcare providers and social services were women. But then I told myself the women don't have power. Women are generally homemakers. They're taking care of the baby, single mothers, or even in divorce, she's the one with the child, and they get lower paying jobs. They're not in higher professions and things of that nature. They get paid less than men, even in the same job field, stuff like that. So these type of slander mobbing campaigns are more likely to be orchestrated and planned out by a man. Though women will participate at equal rates, because most criminals are men. It's already statistically proven in any given society or point in history, most criminals have been men. And so women, it doesn't really matter. I'm not saying that women are better than men. You don't go to hell for being a criminal. You go to hell for being a bad person. So that's not even, it doesn't count for anything. It doesn't matter if you're a criminal or not. Although that's definitely a hell-worthy reason to get in, but especially if you continue on to that behavior, that's, it's kind of a reason to get in there. But you can just get in for being a bad person. Like these type of slander mob or harasser type people, these are not. I don't care if they go to church or if they don't go to church. If they're still doing this and they don't admit to what they've done wrong, I don't care. I really don't care if this happens to them. I'm not going to participate in this type of abuse of their life. I'm not going to purposely, lie and slander them like they did to me or whatever, because that's not my objective. But if they do get, harassed or bullied or whatever, they definitely deserve, I'm not going to get to deserve or don't deserve. You should follow the law and you should do according to what the law constitutes and things of that nature. You shouldn't, take matters in your own hand. But these people, the people that did this to me 100% deserve prison. They will 100% deserve some prison time. And you could be like, well, anyways, the things that they have done they could be fired for 100%. There have been some situations where they did me wrong to where they could 100% be fired on the spot for that one mistake they made. Then there's other errors where it's like they have to have done it repetitively. They only did it to me once, or they only did it to me a few times, so it's not bad enough for them to actually have been fired, but had they kept it up, they would have been fired. And then that's for most of the people harassing me. And then in terms of on-the-job abuse, it's not every location that I've been to, but it's been a lot of places, and I'm not really specifying. But yeah, the little secretaries and stuff are abusive as well. It's not just the expensive paying, the doctor or the lawyer or the middle class people like the cop and the social services. No, it's literally the secretary, the student, the little secretary, the little banker, the little one that makes the appointment, the phone ladies. They're abusive as well. So medical records department, stuff like that, they lie and they're abusive and they harass and they intimidate and all this other crap like that. So it's not an income thing, because I've seen all different races and all different people of financial backgrounds, people in the crappiest jobs, like literally like freaking minimum wage cashier positions, give me attitude due to this particular situation. So it's literally in children, very young little kids. I've seen this as well. So there's like even people. It's just anyone and everyone can participate. A homeless person or a rich person, it doesn't really matter. A person with no job or these people, most likely the people doing this to me have no criminal records, and therefore that's, you can say that for everyone, though. For most people in any society don't have a criminal record. You can do criminal record checks online and stuff, but the point is that people, in order to help with these people are, I don't even know if I'd use the word criminal to describe everyone that's harassing me. They're more along the line of just gossip, I would say, for a lot of people, as well as insulting, rude comments, sign language, body language, gesturing, harassment. So it's not exactly a criminal act in most cases, but there have been particular situations where they actually can get in trouble. And it's those particular situations that make me understand that there was a particular crime. A crime has occurred in my life. These people, I'm a victim to a crime. Like at first, you don't really understand. Like from the outside perspective of most community members, when they hear the story, it's mostly false information, but whatever false information they hear, it just seems like gossip. It doesn't seem anything past that. Okay, they'll be like, okay, so what? We're mean to this girl one time. Oh, well, everybody else is mean. We're mean. She, we're treating her badly. Oh, well. So they move on with their life. They don't see the criminal aspect of it, I think, for a lot of people, but they don't care. If they're not going to care about being morally correct, they're not going to care about the law and the deepest. I think that even if people really knew what was going on, I don't think that they would really care, and that they're willing to harass someone without actually having full proof of it. And again, like I said, no proof, it don't matter, because they can create all the fake stuff that they want. From my life experience, I feel, I don't know, it's just like I know that liars do prosper, and and stuff like that. You can get away with bad behavior and not really get in trouble for it. So these people have, they've basically gotten off, and that's why they continue. They continue behavior because they have not been penalized for it, and it's socially tolerable, and that nobody is really saying, or at least not that I've witnessed, oh, that's so sad, we shouldn't participate, this is wrong, we don't even know if it's true, and we're going to harass her anyways, or whatever. They're not picking sides. I guess the community is picking sides, or picking the sides of whoever they heard the story from. I don't really have friends, never did, before the situation, so that just makes it an easy target, and that nobody knows you. Nobody knowing you sometimes is as bad as having a bad reputation, because there's no one that's going to defend you and that you haven't done anything well. Now, it's not bad. It's not the same thing as being a criminal, but when you're unknown, that's not good. And that, again, that's a huge reason I got taken advantage of. Though, I don't have a good support system, and it's really hard. So, this is really random talk. I changed the topic like a billion times over. I don't think I really stayed focused with anything, but, oh well.